Welcome to the Lost in Orbit Podcast, more commonly known as the LinO Podcast. I am Dustin.
I'm Brian. Hi.
And I'm Derek, but these two call me Squiggs all the time.
I'm going to call you Squiggs.
Yeah, we're going to call him Squiggs every time we're on the podcast, just because we know him as such, so we're going to do that. But today we're going to talk to you a little bit about what Lost in Orbit is. We're going to kind of talk about ourselves as well, then we're going to go into some of the things that we're developing within this new kind of production company that we're starting, so you guys can get a small taste of what is to come in the future and get some kind of idea as to what we're actually doing and what we're here for. But I guess we just start by introducing ourselves. Brian, if you want to kick that off. Or actually, so we'll go to the far right of my screen.
Right.
Oh, no, I'm starting.
Yeah,
Let's
so go ahead.
Thanks. It'll give me time to actually figure out a joke or something.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about yourself?
I don't know. I found you two guys on Twitch like a little over a year ago, almost a year and a half now, I guess.
It's been a year?
Yeah. It's been a while.
God.
And I don't know, there's not much.
So all there is to know about Squiggs is the fact that he found us on the internet.
Yeah.
That's
about a year ago.
Yeah. More of the story there. That's literally all there is to talk about.
It boggles my mind that we've known you for that long. I didn't actually realize that.
Yeah, it is.
Well, known being like, hey, I watched, so I found these two by watching Dustin stream.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by known.
Yeah.
So,
Brian?
Yeah, I found these two by watching Dustin's stream.
Something like that.
No, I'm Brian.
How
did you two
do I need to talk about you for you? Like,
I don't know, man. What do? I play video games. I'm basically here to slow everything down and make everything as hard as possible.
Fair enough.
I like playing devil's advocate, so if there's an argument, I'll either be a part of it, vehemently defending my side, which I may or may not believe in, or no, that's probably
we argue more than a married couple, honestly. But it's so fun.
Awesome.
They do.
It's so fun. Like, it's typically the highlight of my day. Arguing with Brian.
And
Also,
I'm the child that's just like, guys, please stop. Please just stop arguing.
But he actually never says anything. He just sits
Exactly, because
Daddy
I'm too scared to
like,
say anything.
like
to
he's
get
sitting in
the
his
middle of
room, like kind of rocking back and forth, hoping that mommy and daddy stop yelling at each other, throwing the china around.
Jesus Christ.
It's really not that, but
no. Also,
else,
I have 3 monitors, so if you see me looking here, or here, or here, it's because I'm looking at monitors.
yeah. So about myself, you've probably already noticed that this format of podcast, we don't live in the same location. So Squiggs is actually, he lives in California. Brian, as do I, we both live in Texas, but he lives in another city. So we're all over the place. So we have to make do with what we got, and that's what we're trying to do. But I guess quick things about me. A lot of people know me as Galactic or Dow. It's kind of my internet persona, if you will. That's I started that. I don't know. It's been like 3 years now. Probably. I did YouTube for about a year.
Yeah, you've been streaming for like a year and a bit.
Yeah, year and a half, 2 years probably.
And then you did like 2 years of YouTube. Yeah, probably.
So I've probably been. I've been around for a while, just like here and there. But Galactic is the one thing that's stuck for now. But I've been out of the streaming game for just a little bit. Working on the comeback for that. But now the new big project that we're all really focusing in on, and this is kind of like my love child that these two are now thankfully a part of, is Lost in Orbit. So that's the new production company that's coming out. That's what we're doing with the podcast. We have some other blog content. What's up?
Nothing.
He said, "Oh yeah."
I said, "Oh yeah."
I thought you had something
came
to
in
say.
like the Kool-Aid man.
But we got this guy.
I thought you were gonna contribute to the
Yeah,
conversation.
pretty much, to the podcast. But no, we have the podcast will be something that's going to be coming out weekly. As I just hit this thing on my headset, we'll have the blogs coming out here soon whenever we get the website launched. Which is we don't have a strict date on that just yet because things are pretty busy with trying to get everything set up and still produce content. And YouTube videos, skits, and whatnot. That'll be a big thing. We actually launched our first video yesterday.
Woo!
So that was a lot of fun doing. It was PUBG Machinima, I guess, is skit. I know we have varying opinions on what to call the thing, but Yeah,
I think
that's
we went
something
with
we're
PUBG
doing.
Diaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The series PUBG Diaries. That's what we'll be getting into. Anybody want to talk about PUBG Diaries? Does anybody have anything to?
Fucking. I don't write that.
Not yet. I mean,
I'm probably the least creative out of all of us. To add to my repertoire of skills I don't have.
I wouldn't say that per se.
Okay, so maybe not the least.
I mean, from I guess maybe a literary stance.
Creative. Yeah.
Because you're definitely creative in your you're scientifically creative.
Yeah.
So
I do a lot of thinking, but not a lot of actually writing. You know.
Yeah,
like
I mean, he's still involved in the process with the script writing. It's just more of like editing and fine tuning once me and Squiggs go through the.
And telling them exactly how garbage their scripts are.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's my main job.
We haven't.
I've cried multiple times.
Yeah, right. I think everything that we're putting out here in the near future is all. It's going to be kind of like a duo thing, like as far as script writing goes. I don't think
just a lot of shorter stuff.
Yeah, because I don't think any of the ones that we independently have written will be making appearance. Well, maybe one of them. Maybe one of them will.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe 2 weeks from now or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's definitely a group effort on that front. Script writing and trying to make it a little more professional than just throwing together videos on YouTube and making it happen. But no, we're trying to build a production company. Hopefully, have some fun while we're doing it. I've been having fun working on this stuff with these guys. And you might have. Well, I'm going to put this back out on everywhere. Obviously, the podcast. Some of you might know me and Brian from the Snakes in Space podcast.
Oh,
yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. That's where I know you guys from too.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. Question. You saw him on Twitch before the Snakes in Space, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I saw him
no
on
doubt.
Twitch, and then I was like, "Oh, this guy has a YouTube channel. Oh, sure. I'll like check that out." Whenever
You
I saw the
watch
podcast,
all
watched
his
a couple of them.
content?
No.
Everything.
Are you kidding me? The first couple of videos were so cringe. I mean, they're all
They're
cringe.
awful.
But
They're awful. If you want to have a good day, just go back. My
the
streams
podcast
are-
was definitely the best thing you guys did.
But it's
streams are
not the
slightly
most-
better than my videos, my Let's Plays.
It's not the cringiest thing you've ever done, though.
No,
It's not.
no,
It's not. But I don't
I've
know
seen
for-
this.
And we all know we might get to that eventually.
maybe
One
at
of
some
these
point
days.
we'll show people
Maybe
that.
we'll release it as bonus content or something.
I'm actually subscribed.
See,
get ready.
I wish that we. So there's maybe 2 people out there that actually listen to the Snakes in Space podcast and know about me from that, or me and Brian.
And I'm
But
one
other
of
than
them.
that, I don't think there's really anyone.
Yeah.
But I wish we had enough people listening that you could make a comment like that and be like, "There's something out there on the internet of me. It's really cringy," and just to get people
And then
furiously
people would find
typing
it.
and
Yeah.
searching for it, and then
That'd be funny.
only to end the podcast and get linked on Twitter or someone
So-
tagged in Twitter.
All right, 2 things that I'd like to bring up about the environment around me. 1, it suddenly just started smelling like rotten meat for some reason.
That's
you're
because
having
the
a hard
celery you threw earlier.
It's that's yeah, you did throw celery across the room before the stream. It's something.
No, like
No,
I don't know
also,
the last
Dustin,
time I
you just
had
said
raw
before
meat.
this stream.
Yeah, that's true.
Before what?
That did happen.
You
Oh,
said
God
before
damn it.
before this stream. Yeah.
Well, because last time we don't even
Last
we
time
don't talk about that.
we did a test run and
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Accidentally
Didn't work.
started streaming. Not was one of these days we might do a live podcast, but not in the foreseeable future.
It's this is all. A lot of this is like up in the air. Not up in the air, but
Yeah.
like still.
we are very
later
new to
stages.
this.
Yeah, I already
So-
know.
Second thing, I suddenly look down and there's like crumbs. There's like it looks like the fucking drywall from the ceiling has started crumbling down.
Well, you
and
did
there's,
say
like,
that your
you know,
neighbor was like
crumbs.
galloping across their
They were indeed
apartment.
galloping. My neighbor is a centaur.
centaur.
To be fair, your neighbors do hate you though.
Yeah, I mean,
No doubt. Like his neighbors have to hate him by now. Honestly, we've been gaming. How long have you lived in that apartment? Like for
this apartment probably a year and a half.
so there's surely people that have moved out by then, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
so there's like 3 sets of neighbors that he's had that all hate his guts, I'm sure.
So we'll be gaming up into the wee hours of the morning. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, we've been gaming
2,
together how
3
long
a.m.
now?
Yeah.
So this has yet to be explained. I know Brian from high school. Like,
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
me and Brian went to high school together, so we personally know each other. Like, have seen each other in real life. Never seen
For,
Squiggs.
like, yeah. this Squiggs guy.
I'm actually just catfishing you guys.
We can't just let that fly. Hey! Special appearance from literally Dustin's mother.
You know, recording something, yeah.
Special first appearance. Yo.
Official
first guest.
Yeah, our first guest on the podcast. Maybe we should.
Yeah, no, there we go.
All right.
My mom came in to drop off goldfish because that's just
the
best snack
lifeblood of your
in North
energy
America.
source.
And my mother also said, I got cranberry juice to go with the vodka.
Your mom is hooking you up?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, she's the one that bought the orange juice, so that's the thing that happened. But yeah, first guest on the podcast, I'm keeping that shit in.
Yeah.
We're doing it live.
I don't know if we'll be able to publish this in an audio only format.
We should be able to. And
let's talk about this later. This isn't good podcast talk.
If you're hearing this as an audio only topic,
we figured it out.
Yeah. And that was my mom.
Yeah.
Check that off the list.
So I live in an apartment. You live with your mother. Where does Squiggs live?
I live with my parents.
In my mother's basement.
Yeah, except it's the spare bedroom.
Yeah. I'm 21 years old, so people don't think that I'm like a 35-year-old like living with my mom.
Get that squared away. Episode 1.
Yeah, we're all college students here. So
yeah.
21 going on 22.
And I'm the youngest. Like they'll both be 22 before I'm 20.
He's the little baby boy.
I don't think he's even legal. Like I don't even think
I can't even legally drink it.
He's legal in California though.
Yeah, I didn't realize this until like having the webcam up, and like I do this all the time on stream. I don't even know if this is legal for me to have. Like for copyright purposes, you know?
Your cup? No, my cup is definitely not legal to have.
What is it? What is your cup?
Don't worry about it.
Is it like black market cup?
No, it's my school.
Oh, why aren't
university?
Why aren't you allowed to have that?
Like I'm kind of self-conscious about this now. Like I don't
Why?
know.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Like,
why aren't you allowed to have it?
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
You know, it's just weird though. Like that's something that bothers me. It always has.
What, cups?
Like copyright stuff, man.
Look at the posters behind you.
Oh, that's very
What
true.
are you saying?
Very true. Well, no. That's not. Well, I mean, the copyright, that would be like, this is all like,
just gonna like
artwork
put my blanket here on screen so you guys can also get that.
Did you purchase that object?
Yeah.
So then you're fine.
Like the problem. Okay, so if any of you if any of you people had a hand in developing these wonderful posters behind me, this is all lovely artwork done by other people. I have nothing to do with this. If it's not trademarked, well, I'm sorry. You're someone's cashing in on your ideas. But yeah, so I guess that no one knows what this is. Great stuff for an audio only podcast, right? Like,
oh yeah, this is really good.
Oh, I mean, we don't even know.
It doesn't matter. Like I can just drink this. It's fine. It's audio only. That's all it is.
Yeah. So we're for the audio only listeners, we're actually recording this live on the internet.
Yeah,
we're not live.
No, not live.
Well,
but we're on the internet.
But we've never done it with.
We've got videos, so watch them.
So, I actually really like this format though.
I do too. It's nice.
It's something.
The three
of
of
us.
us.
Get a couch.
We didn't have the capacity to do it with.
I do.
Or the ability to do it with. Discord at the time. I mean, we could have done it, but not with Discord. We didn't have video chat.
Right. Yeah. Because they didn't have the video tech.
Yeah, so shout out to Discord for this wonderful update. Like I love this update, honestly. Ever since it came out.
Discord is quite possibly the best audio, team voice communications. VoIP. That's the word I'm looking for.
Without a doubt.
Voice over IP. The best, hands down, without any doubt in my mind.
Like at current moment, like February 2018. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like I don't. What's even a close second? Is there any?
TeamSpeak.
I think TeamSpeak was dead before. Like Curse was better.
I mean,
like, TeamSpeak was dead.
Curse, yeah, that's right. Curse uses too much resources though.
Like,
Skype
honestly,
is just awful.
I haven't seen, even with E-League, I haven't seen a sponsor from. Like,
it's Twitch. They're Twitch, dude.
Well, no, like I haven't seen it from.
Same.
Like where would I've not seen like a Curse or like you see like Logitech, all these other places, but like for their sponsors. But I have not seen anything other than Discord. Like not
I
for.
don't think I've seen much Discord. That being said, I use an ad blocker, so I just don't get ads.
Well, no, I mean, you'd see
All
like
right.
when you're
I'm
watching
calling the police
Overwatch,
right now.
you'd see it on the.
Oh shit.
You know, like it's like typically like a lot of pro gamers they have it on their layout.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But I've never
the
like I'll see
Discord?
Discord partnered with Discord, but no one gives a
Yeah,
shit about
okay.
Curse and Skype anymore.
Because Curse is Twitch. If you're partnered with Curse, you're partnered with Twitch, and that's just a much bigger deal.
Which is funny because they still have Discord partnership. They don't promote the Curse partnership when Curse is Twitch.
What are you saying? I don't understand what's going on actually.
Like, okay, you know how if you're watching a like, if you're watching Sweater, we're gonna use Squiggs' friend
Okay.
Sweater. if you're watching Sweater, like on Sweater stream, doesn't he have like logos of his sponsors?
Yeah, he
Right.
has. I'm pretty sure Curse is up there.
Oh, he has Curse.
I believe
I've
so.
never seen that. Like I've seen like other
you're just
pro
not-
people like
you're
they'll
just not
have
looking at it.
Discord come up or do it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
it's just like you're just not paying attention to it, which a lot of people don't.
Maybe,
nobody
but
pays
like I'll see Discord more often. Like I have not seen a like that with Curse though, like on their things. Like I literally
Right.
haven't heard anything from it.
Yeah, no, it's been a while since I've seen Curse anything. I just googled this,
Really?
so I'm.
I mean, they have PUBG Curse trials.
Oh,
really?
do they?
Yeah.
This is all new news to me, honestly. Like I
No,
legitimately, I thought the
I
Curse just
think-
kind of crashed and burned after Discord.
I think
launched.
Twitch. I think Twitch promotes Curse pretty well, actually.
So
They're
I'm,
doing a
I'm surprised
decent
that they haven't
amount.
just acquired Discord and kind of, you know, wonder if they're in some kind of.
Because then Amazon will become the singularity. Honestly, that's why.
They just
'cause-
don't do it out of like fairness.
Out of like fear that they're. Yeah, come on.
They don't want to rule the world.
Yeah, for real. But like, let's talk about that. Google and Amazon.
Oh, I was gonna bring up the conversation we had in regards to this the other day. Yeah.
Are we coming back to this?
About the if you could have a couple, like if you had to pick a company to rule the world, who would it be?
Who would it be?
Like, who do you want it to be?
Yeah,
Google.
you Google
Yeah.
Squiggs.
I trust Google enough.
The mom and pop shop down the street.
Yeah.
Be
That's a good one.
interesting. It'd be interesting.
What do they sell at that mom and pop shop?
I'd
That
probably
was
have
just
to go
made
Google
up.
as well.
Well, you can't. Fuck off, Squiggs.
I'm lying. I would definitely go with Elon Musk. What is
Oh, there you go.
it's
Well, pick
The
one.
Boring Company.
well, no,
The
not
the boring company.
well, SpaceX, I guess, is what it would be.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, that's not his main fuck around was PayPal.
That was before
Yeah.
he even.
That's
Yeah,
how he
he
made all
said-
his money.
Yeah, that's how he made
It
all
was
his
it
money.
was like the memes that float around is like
But he has
I
nothing to
make-
do with PayPal anymore, though. He sold it.
no.
I don't think
He
so.
sold it.
sold it.
I
Yeah,
thought
that's how he
sold it,
made
yeah.
all his money.
Because that's a lot of people, like there was you might have heard of it, like there was this whole thing on people thinking that I think it's Satoshi Nakamoto, the guy that made Bitcoin that no one knows.
Oh yeah.
There were people
yeah,
thinking that Elon Musk was the guy that made Bitcoin, but they were like they were thinking, oh, he keeps it as an alias because there's like contracts that he does, like a non-compete contract or something like that. After he
Yeah.
sells it, like he couldn't make a product that's better than PayPal, basically.
Right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but that was a thing for a while. So I'm pretty sure he sold it. I don't know if he has stake in the company now. Probably not.
I mean, you wouldn't sell all of your shares, so you probably just invest in the company
Well,
and watch it
how does it work,
flourish.
though?
And I don't know.
like when you're selling a company, do you
So
just
when
like
you sell
give
a
over the
company,
majority of your shares?
like you, the company itself gets. I actually learned about this a couple weeks ago in class. The company itself actually gets a lump sum, right? And then it is distributed amongst the shareholders,
Okay.
who, and then the biggest shareholders are your investors.
So if there's like a board of 8, they split the shares among the.
I mean, unless one guy has 40% of
okay.
the stake in the company and the other has 30, and then the other few have less.
Gotcha.
That's a lot. It's a big
Gotcha.
differential.
It's
But yeah,
I really like. I've never really thought into or looked into how that works.
yeah. That's why like investors make a lot of money because they spend a lot of money, but then they get the return on their investment in the
Yeah.
form of stocks that when you sell the company are just worth buku's dollars.
Yeah, well, like when I hear, or when you hear online, when you hear Instagram got sold to Facebook for $50 billion or whatever it was. I'm like, well, when they do that, it's not like Instagram gets written a check for $50 billion, you know?
Right.
So
wait, did that actually happen?
yeah, Facebook owns Instagram. That's the thing.
Interesting. I don't fuck around with Facebook.
Likely
at all.
everything that you work with is probably owned by Amazon, Google, or Facebook.
Really?
Like, there's so much shit that is. I mean,
Well, yeah. Google owns everything, and Amazon owns the rest.
yeah, it's like there's a majority of everything that you probably work with. It revolves around one of those companies, like the big things.
And Amazon started out as a
bookstore.
Like
Really?
A bookstore.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
I have no.
Was it audiobooks
nothing
only,
with-
or was it actually?
No, it was physical books.
a Seattle bookstore.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Australia just got, as of like this month, the beginning of this month, they got all the services from Amazon, because all they had before was the books. They only had book services for Amazon. Just
you
this
serious?
month, I believe. Yeah, they got.
Holy shit!
Amazon
Amazon
has
services.
been like shitting on the retail business for how long now?
Yeah.
And they just got it.
Well, I think that's just like a warehouse or something. Because I heard somewhere that if you want to live, like if you're living in Australia, if you live on one side of the island, you get your Amazon packages quicker. If you live on the other side of the island, you get faster internet speeds.
Oh yeah, I forget they have a
Like
problem with like internet, right?
Yeah, a lot of
Because it's a fucking island. You just ship the internet to the island somehow.
I
on
mean,
flash
everything's
drives.
an island.
That is nuts. I feel like if the world goes to shit, Australia will be the last bit of civilization.
Australia?
Just on their island, just chilling out, looking at mainland like
So,
With all their
picked the
deadly
wrong
animals.
place to live.
yeah, right. I can't actually think about that without thinking about Overwatch.
Why?
Because Roadhog and Junkrat,
Oh,
they're
okay.
from Australia, the wasteland of Australia.
So when you think Australia,
Australia,
that's the first thing that comes to mind.
No, when I think of post-apocalyptic Australia, that's what I think of.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Also,
When I think
Brian
of Australia, sorry, go ahead, Squiggs.
Brian is really into Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
If you couldn't tell by the Tracer poster in the background.
That's my fucking jam. Yeah, where is that? It's right,
Right there.
there.
You can see her
On for our audio only listeners.
something that resembles a leg of Tracer.
Yeah, that's Tracer's legs. I just have like everything above this line is just non-existent. It's just the roof.
What's
I've
hanging
got
on
a
yours,
ceiling
wall,
there.
Squig? I know that you have the Achievement Hunter Minecraft map.
Oh,
right?
that no. I have their Extra Life poster, the Rooster Teeth Land poster from their 2017 Extra Life. This is a painting from a family friend that my dad used to work with. Those are awards from tennis, because I'm a college tennis player, but those are all high school awards. And then the furthest one back that you can barely see probably is the Fallout 4 skills map, or skill tree.
Yeah, because you're a collegiate athlete.
He really
Nah.
is. When you said I'm a college tennis player, I was like,
Oh, okay.
He did the air quotes thing.
Hey, when was the last time you played basketball?
Oh,
that's true.
shit.
That's true.
Honestly, like you need to get in the gym, Dustin.
I haven't played basketball in like months. I haven't even touched the ball. And what is that yellow thing in the background? Is that Wally or?
That's the fan I was telling you about.
Oh,
Brian.
that's the fan.
That's the fan.
That's a fucking warehouse fan, dude.
That's what I
Like
said.
That's like an impeller fan. No,
Yeah, and
it's
then,
one of the ones that the janitors use.
Stanley.
and then
Stanley fan.
Brian, behind you is the Tracer poster. What else is that up there? I forgot.
There's
So
like some-
I've also got.
Info.
I gotta duck down because my pop filter is right there. I've got.
Oh, the flag is in front of the pop, or the pop filter is in front of the
Oh, yeah,
American
so
flag,
you can
right?
see the American flag hanging up.
Yeah. See a little bit of red and white.
There's a little bit of an American flag. That's Green Day lyrics. They were actually the first concert I ever saw in my life, and I saw them when I was like
Still
11
never
years
been to a
old.
concert.
Yeah,
Same.
fuck. We'll talk about that.
Really?
I've also got a TF2 poster, that little one.
Okay.
No, next to Tracer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the little one right there. Fucking angles, man. And then above that, you can't see it off screen. It's actually the American Idiot vinyl.
When did you have that hanging last time I was there?
When were you here last?
I have no idea, honestly. I need to go back up
So
there.
I got it as a Christmas present a year ago? Last year?
So
No,
it probably
yeah, a
was
year
up then.
ago.
I just don't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may have been sitting. It may have been like on a table. Oh,
And then behind me is just a collection of anime posters.
Yeah.
And
This guy is our resident weeaboo.
2 video game posters. Yes. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, for those of you who don't know. Right here. You can't really see it because behind me directly. That's a Steins Gate poster.
I still think it's Black Ops.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually,
numbers,
these,
Mason.
Everything from like pretty much everything in the center is all artwork done by people at conventions. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, because this is all stuff from Acon up in Dallas. Oh, like I said, me and Brian live in Texas. Great convention. You guys should go to it. Been going to for 2 years.
PAX South.
I'll go to PAX South next year, for sure.
Nope.
Probably.
I won't because I'll probably be in Tennessee.
For sure. Why?
Because I gotta move. I'm a graduating senior. I've gotta move to somewhere that will pay me money.
Wait, but I didn't know Tennessee was a thing. But we'll talk about that later.
They have medical companies in Tennessee.
But Tokyo Ghoul, Garen the Gan. I think I'm putting this poster on the camera. Attack on Titan, Samurai Champloo. Right here we have another lovely.
Almost got it. Almost
thing. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid, probably one of my favorite game series of all time. Won't get into Metal Gear Solid 5 right now. Another over here. Are You Living the Real World? I know it's kind of blurry, not the greatest quality.
Yeah, I can't even read it. Really.
That's from Cowboy Bebop
I just
as
don't
well.
know how to read.
Your Line
Is that Your
April,
Line?
and then all the way over here.
Oh, I could see Kyrie. It's only Kyrie.
Yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, shit.
And then there's more stuff up above that you can't see. And there's another My Hero Academia poster that's right next to this, given that I've never watched the anime, but it's a cool poster.
If you can hear a dog barking, that's mine.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not you?
Only the
It's
highest
not
quality
actually you?
webcam.
We'll talk about that another time.
Talk about that another time. I don't. Okay, there's
When
not
it
a better time
happens,
to talk about
most
this.
likely.
For some reason, when Squiggs gets like excited, I guess is that the,
It's not exciting. It's when I drop things.
like he pisses the floor and barks like.
Like a little fucking terrier.
Yeah, I think
insane.
what were we playing? We were probably playing PUBG when this happened.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened in PUBG, and then out of nowhere, Squiggs, did you just bark at me?
As much credit as you give me, it's not that deep.
It really isn't.
Hey, I don't know how to.
It is like Brian said. It's like a little terrier or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's just me like doing a little scream, and I've
sounds
gotten
like a
multiple
bark.
accounts of people saying it's a bark.
How does it
It's
feel?
not only you guys.
Why, though?
How does it feel? You have a couple of accounts, and not just
I
one
know.
or two.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
It's not just us harping on you, Squiggs.
I mean,
it's a
no,
a
no,
couple
I mean-
anymore. That's a handful.
That's a
I'm
few.
fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, people get a laugh out of it. Why not?
So now
You'll
that
do anything for a laugh.
No, I'm saying if I do something and it's ridiculous, but people laugh at it, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Fair enough. I agree with that sentiment. After having said the word couple, typically when you hear the word couple, what do you think? Like, go get me a couple of these things.
Two.
You always think
Exactly
two?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had this conversation with many people before. I always think of a
gonna
handful
have
of
it with
things,
us.
but people are like, no, a couple's two. It's only two things.
Well, if I am told, get me a couple, get me a couple water bottles, I will bring 2 water bottles.
See, like I feel like it's a really vague term that's not very vague.
If they say grab me a few water bottles, I'll grab 3 or 4.
Yeah, see,
But like
I use
again,
couple and few interchangeably.
I kind of agree with Squiggs though, because like if someone says go grab me a couple of these, or if someone says go, like it's tough because there's times where someone say go grab a couple and it's like I'll take 3 or 4. But at the same time,
Yeah,
if
because you need one for yourself.
but if you say couple, typically like people consider it 2. If I tell someone to go get me a couple of these things and I'm in my head thinking 3 or 4 and they bring back 2 things, I'm not mad.
If someone's going to the store, I say, can you grab me a couple of sodas? And they come back with 2 cans of soda, I'm going to be a little bit mad.
Well, I'm not an asshole, so I'm not mad.
Because I said a couple of sodas, so like, well, that's only 2.
Yeah,
What? Fucking, they brought you soda. Why would you be mad?
this guy. No, it's just one of those weird things that I've
California kid.
it's almost like our Jiffy debate.
Jiffy
Oh,
debate.
no.
We will not be getting into that today. Absolutely not.
You see, once again, I would like one of these days.
I don't even want to give context to that.
Okay, for what we're gonna do one day when we have like 100,000 subs on YouTube or something, we have a
Okay.
good sample size of people. We got
It's like in 10 years.
We need to get a Twitter. We don't have a Twitter yet, by the way. We're working on getting.
All right. I don't know why you're saying that.
Well, because can I finish my sentence so you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like, I don't know why you're saying that. I'm about to tell you. No, put a poll out on Twitter so we can squash this.
Oh. Yeah.
That's why.
Or we could just look it up.
What? So we need to grab a Twitter before this comes out.
Shit, people are gonna be stealing up our Twitter, dude.
That's why I said, why are you saying this?
Because they literally can't. I own the domain. Like, we read the article. There's like 5 people that are gonna watch this. Like,
nobody watches this.
We're gonna have the Twitter before anyone that actually cares can own the Twitter.
Watching this.
Brent,
stop watching this because it's fucking garbage.
Like we literally have to message Twitter with like information to get the handle. Like there's no one else that can do that on the planet. They don't have the information for it because
that's true.
We own the rights to it, like literally.
So yeah, that's true. Yeah. I wanted to segue, but I don't know how.
Brian has 2 sets of headphones on.
I do have 2 sets of headphones on.
Just is that what you want to segue to?
No.
Then
Aliens. How about that?
I don't know. I wanted to get into some of the topics that we had written down, but I couldn't pick one.
Well, I know one that I wanted to bring up. But what were you gonna ask
What's the first video game you've ever played?
First video game that I ever played. Had to have been either Duck Hunt or Super Mario. If I had to, if it was Duck Hunt, Super Mario, or Contra. Those are or Double Dragon. Those are like my earliest gaming memories, so it had to be one of those.
Fair.
Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Squiggs?
I think I have a little bit different childhood than a lot of people because both my parents game, my sister games, my aunt uncle games. I've been surrounded by it since before I could like hold a controller. So, but one of my first ones is probably Dark Cloud, the original Dark Cloud.
Wasn't that on PS2?
I think it was original PlayStation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I know I could have sworn that the Dark Cloud was. Maybe it was just Dark Cloud 2. But
Dark Cloud 2 was PlayStation 2. I know that. I have it right now.
But Brian?
So I had an N64, and I think one of the first games I remember playing would be Super Mario, or like Super Mario or something. I don't know.
Like SM64?
Yeah.
Really?
I think. I remember that game. No, was that somewhere else? I don't know. But the game that I consider myself that like got me into gaming, RuneScape.
Yeah.
Absolutely, RuneScape. I actually was thinking about this, and the first time I remember getting introduced to RuneScape, I went to visit my grandparents in Florida, and then they had to do something, so they like let me play with a local like family friend type thing. And I met this kid, and I really wish I knew him because he's probably a pretty cool dude. But he was just like, yeah, I'm playing RuneScape, and he was just like killing somebody in the wilderness or something. And I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty cool. And then for the longest time, I forgot what game it was, and then eventually I was like, this is that game. So I've been playing RuneScape for like my entire life.
Did you ever have a RuneScape kick, Squiggs?
Nope. I never played RuneScape. I never played League of Legends. I never played World of Warcraft. I never got into MMOs until... God, the closest thing to playing an MMO was probably Destiny.
Damn.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, but RuneScape was... Oh, man. Like
everybody knows about RuneScape.
Really fond memories of playing RuneScape because it was like... I mean, that was early 2000s when we were playing. So like the most popular messaging thing at the time would have been like AOL Messenger, but there was
RuneScape has a chat feature.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like I don't think I've ever used AOL Messenger. Like I used like Yahoo or something every once in a while. But like the big thing with RuneScape was the fact that we didn't have cell phones. So I didn't have a cell phone at the time. So you could text chat with your friends, late at night playing a game. And I was like, you can chill with your friends without having to be there. That was like the big appeal.
That's pretty cool
for RuneScape at the time. And I think that's actually what absorbed me in, was just like playing with friends, opposed to the actual game itself.
I should probably also add that I'm still relatively new to multiplayer games. I've only been playing them since I was like 13.
Really?
So when I say, usually when I reference like a multiplayer game when I was growing up, I mean split screen, because I lived in the mountains.
Oh,
and
that's right.
I didn't have, we had to have a main phone line because we had no towers up there. Even after we came down here to the city, we had no towers.
Brian, I guess RuneScape would be your first multiplayer. I guess mine as well. Like,
no, my first multiplayer was GoldenEye.
well,
And I didn't own that game, but I
non-split
played
screen,
it at a
non-split screen.
Okay, not yeah.
Like
Online multiplayer.
Yeah, online multiplayer. RuneScape,
That's
absolutely.
probably my first as well. But I think
Mine was Modern Warfare 2.
that's crazy.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Played
actually,
all
I mean,
the
I
Call of
skipped out
Duties
on Call of Duty, but like
except-
I was actually gonna look it up because I don't know when it was. I've been gaming like hardcore multiplayer since. Go ahead, say what you're saying. I'm looking up something.
Yeah.
Did
I-
one of
because-
the early Halos have multiplayer?
Yeah.
Online multiplayer? Because I
Halo,
remember
that started
Halo
in
1
2,
had to
right?
have. Halo 1 had to have because Halo 2 did as well. They were on the original Xbox.
Yeah, I remember like going to a friend's house and watching him play Halo. Maybe not multiplayer, but
Yeah, Halo was like
I've always liked watching games.
Halo was
Always.
really the. I think I could make the argument that Halo probably kind of really revolutionized kind of the couch gaming arena, you know,
Yeah.
like LAN parties and stuff like that. Like that was a huge thing back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
People were I've only experienced it maybe once or twice with Halo 3, like going to like a LAN party, kind of having multiple
Yeah.
TVs set up and whatnot. But that was like a really popular thing with people back then.
Oh no, yeah, that's one of my earliest gaming memories, and it wasn't even me gaming. It was my dad and my uncle on the couch going through a legendary run of the original Halo together.
That is awful. I will tell you that. It was an
And
awful
I wasn't
experience.
allowed in the room because it was too gruesome for me. I was that young.
Well, that's actually really funny.
Yeah.
I've never had that. Like my parents never were really big on censorship. Like I played the. Have y'all ever heard of this game called The Suffering? You probably have an idea of what The Suffering is.
Yeah,
So The Suffering
probably.
was like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't really remember much of it. It was kind of like a really gruesome version. It was like there's like alien monster things that you were killing, but you're like you broke out of a prison or something. I really don't know. Like if you just look up The Suffering, you'll see the picture. Like I was playing that when I was like, it was on PlayStation 2, like probably 8, something like that. With that and Grand Theft Auto, played that really early. Never really had an issue with that. But I was looking it up. The Xbox 360 came out in 2005, November 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The last console generation was the longest console generation that's ever been in existence.
Mm-hmm.
Like the PS3 and the Xbox, or the Xbox 360 were out for a very long time.
The November?
Yeah, I don't know. I was like looking at it as I was
Watch,
saying that.
watch that be like the fucking internal product, like internal testing code name. Yes, we're working on the November system.
The
And
November
it's just like,
system.
You fucking somehow knew that. That'd be pretty weird.
Yeah, no.
It's definitely not. It's
I mean,
definitely not the case.
The current generation has to be closing in on it though. I mean, it
I
doesn't
mean,
it doesn't seem like it, but the PS4 and Xbox One have been out for
yeah, they've been
decent amount of time
7 8
now.
years. I'd say, or well, probably like 5 to 7.
I mean, we can look it up right now.
Yeah, I'm going to, but I have like this is what I was getting to. My big start with gaming multiplayer, September 25th, 2007, the launch of Halo 3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I played
That'll do
Halo
it.
3 for
That'll do it.
4 or 5 years. Like
I played a lot of the Halo 3, but I never played multiplayer because I just didn't have it. Otherwise, I probably would have played a ton more.
I probably put my total games played online across all my accounts of around 7,500. I played about 5,000 games on my main account, and then all my accounts combined, probably closing into 7,500 games of Halo. You look like you have something to say, Brian.
I do kind of have something to say. I want to say it, but it's like the wrong time to say it. What are y'all thoughts on tabletop, card, or other tabletop games?
Xbox One release, 2013. It's been out for 5 years. Yeah, so PS4 similar as well, but
Interesting.
still
Tabletop gaming.
longer.
Go.
Yu-Gi-Oh was my big thing back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Collected Pokemon
Did you actually
cards.
play the game?
Pokemon, not really. I played a little bit with my brother, but nothing.
Yeah.
Not really seriously. Played Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit more seriously with my friends who just kind of actually be more competitive with it. More so when I played Pokemon with my brother, it was like, oh, we have these cards, you might as well use them for what they're used for.
Right. I think I tried that once.
Yeah. Squiggs?
What about you, Squiggs?
I mean, I collected Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but I never really played them. I had like a box full of them that we sold in a yard sale like 3 years ago, but that was about it.
Yeah, I'm so glad I don't have mine.
What about regular card games?
Oh, playing cards?
Yeah,
Bro, I've got 2 decks of playing cards within arm's reach of me.
That's what but we did that a lot in high school.
Oh yeah.
Like, that was a big thing for us in high school,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
It was during off time, we'd have a group of people that played, I think peanut butter was probably the biggest thing that we played.
Yeah, if my family ever had a gathering, we would have a night of playing cards.
Yeah.
Like some kind of game, whether it involved cards and dice or cards or just dice. Like,
Yeah. Every time I go home to visit my dad, or my parents, I guess, me and my dad always sit down and play a few hands of gin rummy. That's like our game.
Yeah.
that we
My dad's
play.
big thing is cribbage.
Cribbage. I've never gotten into that.
I've
never
played it,
I've played it.
but like not enough to remember how to play.
That's,
Like,
that's got
yeah,
the
I think-
pegboard. That's right.
my aunt won multiple tournaments in cribbage, so
Really?
yeah,
Really.
Yeah.
That's such an old people game.
Cribbage, it's actually pretty
it's
cool
a
card
really
game,
smart person game. Yeah, it's
Smart person game.
Yeah,
Like,
smart person's game.
Yes and
Like
no.
chess
It's just
or
kinda
like just-
basic math.
linearly intelligent.
Well, yeah, but it's like you can get different things. You can move your piece. So it's like, do you want to save up or like? So there's a little bit of strategy of like what to play when.
Yeah.
Got
like-
it. Got it.
Then it's like I think there's like different rules if you're behind or ahead of the other person, like who does what or who can do what.
Yeah.
But you had said chess, Brian. What about?
Is it like chess smart or is it
No.
linear?
It's not as smart as
Okay.
chess now. I mean, people go crazy with
Chess
chess.
is-
So
How about
Chess
chess
is
for you
insane.
guys in chess clubs in school at all?
there was a chess.
I was actually
was a chess
About
club?
half the people that played chess were on the chess club were on the tennis team. So
really.
Oh, interesting.
That's actually an interesting. Yeah, it is.
That's a correlation that I would not expect.
it's
Sure.
not to like toot my own horn here, but tennis is a smart athletic game where it's just like it's like chess in the sports
I can
world,
see it.
I guess.
I
Actually.
could, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It is.
We had the 4 years that I played, we had a valedictorian on our team 3 times. So like the 3 of the 4 years I played,
See,
we had a
I'm
valedictorian.
actually not
on
as
the team.
surprised by that, because like I feel like
Yeah.
tennis is often viewed as like the aristocratic sport, like one of them, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
only
it's
rich,
it's-
smart people
Yeah.
play tennis.
People,
basically.
I'm very stereotyped by the like I'm white and like I play tennis. They're like, oh, so you must be rich. I'm like, bitch, a $50 like tennis racket is like, oh boy, I'm keeping that thing close to me and like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Isn't
but-
that like standard for good tennis rackets? Sorry.
I mean for like collegiate stuff, it's like gets into the hundreds, which is crazy
yeah.
for me. I'm like,
Same thing with
fuck
baseball
that.
bats.
Baseball
Yeah,
bats,
it's
golf
true.
clubs,
Yeah.
golf
can't go
golf
wrong
clubs
with
are
a
so
fucking-
much higher.
A fucking Louisville Slugger though, just a wooden like an ash baseball bat. Can't go wrong with that.
Well, I mean, most like I don't think when I played baseball, I never used a wooden baseball bat.
Well, then you're just a bitch then.
But I don't think that I don't know how they do in college, but I don't think use.
I think it's wooden bats in college.
I'm
I'll
not
have to
sure.
go to a game. I'll have to go to a couple
I
games.
really don't know.
I'll tell you when I go to the game.
But
Yeah.
it's like aluminum bats basically until for a while, because there's a lot of fucking your hands hurt when you hit the ball wrong, even with an aluminum bat.
Toot my own horn again, but for the tennis team, my freshman year, well, one of the
Just-
years that we had, Hell, it's podcast
bragged
topics.
on the
Shut
podcast apparently.
Shut up. That was one of the years that we had a valedictorian, and there's like an average GPA award at the school, and for freshmen, which was my year, you couldn't take any AP classes, so the highest GPA you could get was a 4.0, and there were 2 freshmen on the team, 2 or 3, and the average GPA was a 4.12.
That's nuts.
So like even so like if a freshman like got A's in every single class, they were bringing down the GPA of the team.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, we just had to be passing our classes for sports. Like we didn't have like a thing. But this guy right here, you missed being. Sorry to bring up old wounds.
Fuck off.
he missed being valedictorian by how many?
Like 6 100ths? No,
Yeah.
1000ths.
Basically,
of a
Brian
grade
had like a
point.
4.999, or no, it was like a 5.0001, and the other dude had like a 5.001 somehow. Like
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Some dumb shit.
yeah, but that day he literally missed it by that. I know.
And, I'm just fucking stupid. In college, I'm fucking stupid.
It's college and high school, night and day.
Well, I mean, you guys had a high school class of like 10 people, so
26.
Well, not even then. It's just like, the coursework. Yeah, we had a small school, but the coursework is relatively. Well, I shouldn't say the same. Like the coursework is obviously different among high schools as well, but it's like, just
same kind of stuff.
High school classes.
Yeah.
But it's way different going to college. It's not even really just the people or the class size.
I think it could, so we've been talking about diversity in one of my classes lately, and the fact of the matter is, in high school, you're all from the same place. In college, you're all from around the nation and around the world. So it is just a totally new beast, and there's just so many more viewpoints.
Well,
there's so many people.
Because I understand that too, but still, like my thing is, it's like just classwork itself, like just excluding the people there, like the difference between a college professor and a high school teacher.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like it's just, they really don't prepare you that well. I don't feel like in high school. Because I mean, in high school, I was thinking the same thing. You're like, it's college, it's the same stuff. It's just school. Yeah. It's very different.
So that being said, I know that a lot of the people that are going to watch this are the people that watch Dustin's live stream, and I know that the average age of that group they're pretty young, like relatively speaking.
Yeah, around
19, 20. Yeah.
Visit colleges, figure out, your life, figure out what's going on, because it'll hit you like a ton of bricks.
I will. Oh God,
it hit me like a ton of bricks.
I will say for people too, like make sure that when you start college, it's something that you like.
Yeah.
Take your basics first. Learn what you like. Don't be a doctor because mommy and daddy say be a doctor. Don't go to this other job. Don't be an engineer because you think you'll make a lot of money. You'll be miserable in college. You'll suffer.
Yeah,
you might be okay for your first couple of semesters, but when you get to your upper division coursework, you will hate yourself.
And it's a valid thing to do. Go to a community college. Get your generals there. Figure out what you want to do if you still don't know. Because my sister, that's what she did. She went to a community college for 2 years. Went to 2 universities after that. Now she has a master's, and she's pretty well off.
What you're doing? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
masters will get you pretty far.
done it.
That's what you're doing, Squiggs?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm following
I know
in the same
you're
line
doing
as
that
her
as well, Dustin.
I mean, you have too. I mean, not quite the. You did taken a few classes.
Yeah, I took a few of the I wanted to say remedial. No, like a few of the basic classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just general education.
Actually, just recently, I ended up accidentally getting a degree from my community college that I didn't know about.
That's true.
Yeah, we were. I think was I. No, I wasn't on Discord when this happened, but yeah, one day I was just kind of sitting there, and since my community college, we have like a conglomerate kind of community college group here in San Antonio.
It's like
the Alamo College is what they call it.
Yeah, Alamo Colleges.
Yeah, and they have kind of like this reciprocal agreements with a lot of the larger universities in the state of Texas that basically coursework kind of do what?
So you took a class at your university,
yes,
and it was like it retroactively counted for your.
So I got what they call a reverse transcript degree or something like that. So basically, once you by UTSA, or I'm assuming this is true for every university that somebody leaves Alamo colleges to go to another university, the university that you're going to is required to send back transcripts of your coursework. And apparently something with that lined up, and they're like, hey, you have a liberal arts degree or a liberal arts associates. And I was like,
I'll take it.
Yeah, well, I got a phone. This is literally how the phone call went. Like, I got a call, and they're like, yeah, I'm just calling to make sure that your name is right on your degree. I'm like, excuse me? They're like, yeah, you got a reverse transfer degree from Northwest Vista, give away where we go to school, whatever. Like, okay, yeah, I guess that's how you spell my name. And then she's like, yeah, reverse transfer.
Yes,
degree.
that's how you spell your name.
And I was like,
You
what?
weren't sure?
Literally, they called me to check to see if they spell my name right, and it's a degree that I didn't even know that I was getting. Yeah, like, yeah, we're just gonna ship it to you in the mail. Like,
Well,
didn't want to walk the stage anyways.
God, I've been wanting to tell the story of the kid in the accounting class. Can I finally do it?
Oh yeah, you have. You've been like.
Fuck, dude. I'm taking 3 classes. One of them is accounting.
You look so angry already, honestly.
It's a night class because the way with the tennis games line up, it was the only class that was available. So I go into this class at 7 p.m. We don't get out till 9:50 p.m. every night because the teacher's like, I want to get all the time out of this class possible.
Worst.
So I usually get there like 5 minutes early, sit down, just like bring up the computer, start logging into everything, and I see this. It's always the same kid. It's only him. He comes into the class. I usually like try and take notice of people so I can like recognize faces and everything. He sits down. I like go back, log in, look back up at him. He has a computer up and he's already playing games. He's playing a Naruto point and click game, like action game. And I'm like, all right, I have many questions because how does he log in that fast to the game? Because it's not his computer. How is he getting onto the school's computer and logging in that quickly? 2, he's doing it for the entire class period. Does not acknowledge the teacher like any of the time. And it's like for a lot of teachers or professors that are just doing lectures.
Yeah.
She's giving out handouts and having us like write things down and everything, but I've never seen him participate. So not only that, but one of the days I saw him click off of it. I was like, oh my god, he's actually gonna listen. Nope. Went and started playing Flash games.
Dude,
Like old school Flash games.
That is where it's at.
What I saw was a like, you know those old stickman fighting things, or like
Dude.
kill the stickman.
Me and this guy would be best buds.
He was playing that in class. So I'm not kidding when I say I saw a stickman take the largest dump I've ever seen, eat it, and then throw up in the middle of my accounting class.
What?
And he was clicking just like happily along. Like I was like, okay.
what the fuck?
I think.
That's not the only thing he did though. Those 2 things. So this one class period. So like for an hour he was playing Naruto. For an hour he was playing Flash games. For the last hour, he was on Bulbapedia, which is the like wiki for Pokemon, and he was just going around looking at different Pokemon.
That's
That guy knows where his priorities are at.
Yeah.
He just doesn't care, and it's every class period that he does it. Like every time I show up to this class, he's doing that. He's playing the Naruto game.
There was there was a time, I don't know, you probably remember this, Brian. I don't know if you participated in this, but you likely were aware that it was going on. It's probably our freshman or sophomore year of high school. We were all given laptops at our school. Like we were given laptops that we could carry around for the school year, basically, to use. And everybody was assigned their laptop. And most times, those laptops were not used to do anything that even resembled schoolwork.
Squiggs has just described.
So it was like, I think we got these in 7th or 8th grade. 7th or 8th grade year, this was what we did. We played a lot of Flash games. They started having to, like, we were having to find websites to get around, like, the proxy, or like the website blockers that they had. We were using, like, proxy servers and shit to get around this. But that was something that we did 7th and 8th grade year. It was Flash games. But freshman, sophomore year, we had a thumb drive that was roaming around campus.
Oh no!
People were putting Halo 1 for the PC on their computers.
God!
And since we were all on the same Wi-Fi,
yes!
we were able to play.
You were fucking landing goddamn Halo 1
So we would
at
have
school!
like we were in like Spanish 1 or 2 at the time. Literally like 5 of us are on the fucking computers running like a 16-person lobby for Halo 1 in our school. And like so like
That's amazing.
the teacher's up there is like, por favor, puedo, and we're just like throwing grenades and taking assault rifle shots to the face. And we're just playing Halo 1. Yeah, that was a thing that we did at our school for a while before they kind of like they caught on.
Teacher you had in high school?
Oh, no.
She was the chillest people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was Spanish.
Teacher.
She just
by the
probably
way, yeah,
shit.
Spanish.
But no, there was. I think there was teachers that did start complaining, but they eventually they found a workaround to prevent us from doing that. So
just block the
they shut
the
that operation down.
That's a pretty easy fix, honestly, from an IT perspective.
I think it was just senior year. We had the iPads, right?
I think it was our junior year as well. But yeah, we had the iPads, and those were not used for anything except gaming.
No, I don't know.
Fucking
Like
installing those free apps. Remember Flow Free? I used to fuck with Flow Free.
my big thing was Flappy Bird. Flappy Bird. And I played the Injustice game.
I remember the Flappy Bird
right.
epidemic.
That. A lot of people did.
I actually got a little kid in trouble with his parents over that.
Over Flappy Bird?
So I used to like 2 stories back to back. Sorry, but I used to get to school really early in the morning. I would get there like school started. What bell rang at 7 o'clock? 7? Well, no, like 7:40.
7:45.
Yeah, 7:45. I get to school at like 6:50, so I was there about an hour early. And when it would be colder out, I wouldn't sit outside. I would sit in the cafeteria that we had because it'd be open. They'd be serving breakfast and whatnot. But like our school, 7th through 12th grade, pretty much exist in the same area. Like we don't really have a middle school.
Yeah.
So
it's a junior high school.
Yeah. So
junior
high. So like the breakfast that people would go eat, the younger kids would be in there, and there'd be days that I would just go in early in the morning, be playing Injustice on the little fighting game on the iPad. And I had a kid, like a younger kid, kind of. I think he was like a brother of one of the 7th, 8th graders. So this kid was like, 4th grade maybe. Like he was a really young kid. He would come over to me like really timidly and be like watching me play, and then he like, can I play? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I just give this kid my iPad and let him play for a little bit. So this went on for like a couple of days where I would just kind of hand the iPad over to my kid to this
You
to
keep
this
calling
kid.
him your kid.
No, do I? But to this kid to let him play. And one day I was playing, and I just kind of notioned for him to come get the iPad because that's just what he's been doing. And like his brother looked at him, and like he looked at his brother. Then he's like, the kid looks at me, he's like, I'm not supposed to go play games with you. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? Like,
Dustin, what else have you been doing to the kid?
My mom said I can't go over here to play games with you. And he looks at his brother again. They look back at each other. And then his brother goes, I'm not going to tell mom. And the kid just runs over to me and gives him the iPad.
Best.
Yeah, that's me apparently getting a kid in trouble because his mom thought I was, I don't know what she thought, but.
Well, she might have just been against games.
Yeah. But, no, but
it's hard to tell.
Any last minute things you guys want to get in? We've been running for about an hour now.
We're running short on the time.
Anything? I had a couple things I want to bring up, but it's too long.
It's too long.
Podcast. So anyways, I guess we're going to wrap this up now.
Yeah.
For what?
I said yeah.
Every single time someone says yeah.
So when you say things, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm cutting them off. I don't mean to. But no, we're going to be trying to put this podcast out weekly. We'll be posting this every Monday, is I believe our plan. So that's going to be something that all of you can look out for, as well as all of our other content. When we get more information regarding the website and social media stuff, we'll probably promote that a little bit more. But for the time being, you can check us out on YouTube if you want the visuals to go along with the podcast, see our lovely faces. We're going to look into getting this in an audio-only format to see how we can do that. If we're going to be able to do that, no idea, but we're going to try and do that. But yeah, look out for our content from Lost in Orbit. Really excited to be kind of on this endeavor with Brian and Mr. Squiggs. Yeah.
May I say something also? Yeah, we're also not only the podcast every week, but we're trying to get out a short every week.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
skits,
I guess. Yeah. Basically, every bit of content that you see from us is likely a weekly thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least the plan.
Yeah. So it's going to be weekly podcasts, weekly shorts that come out for the PUBG Diaries is the series that we're working on right now, for the most part. And
we already have stuff on back order there, just like ready to come out, and so
yeah. Then we have when the website gets launched, we'll have blog posts every week coming out just for random stuff that we want to talk about and whatnot.
Basically anything else that we want to do.
Yeah, really.
As
like I said,
company.
Lost in Orbit, we're a production company. We're going to be operating as such, just trying to produce whatever we come up with. Unfortunately, it's not feasible for us to do like live action stuff, which would be awesome to do that one of these days. But until that becomes a thing, we're going to be producing whatever we can, and look out for it.
Yeah.
We good?
I believe
You guys
so.
good?
That's it. So,
All right. Thank you all for joining us on the Lost in Orbit podcast. I am Dustin.
I've been Brian.
And I've been Squiggs.
Have a wonderful night, evening, morning, everyone.